Get ready for the Squawking Eagles Podcast, the show that covers only the Philadelphia Eagles. Think different. Think Squawking Eagles Podcast.
Hello and welcome back to the Squawking Eagles Podcast. I'm your host, Mike, and I'm joined by Miguel.
Yo, flying high like an eagle. Let's go.
I feel like this episode is going to be a little bit statistic-wise based because I've got a question for you about this.
Okay.
And we're going to talk a little bit more probably about the Ravens game than we are about the Eagles' upcoming game because it's against the Panthers,
the Kakalaki Panthers.
And I I'm not saying I'm overlooking the game.
You are,
but I'm overlooking the game.
You are, which is not a good thing, not a good sign.
No, it's not a good sign. It's a sign that I'm sure most Eagles fans are going to be overlooking this game. It's a home game. The Panthers defense, run defense, is abysmal. So. It should be an easy win. Let me just say that. But Panthers are playing a little bit different ball game lately.
I mean, they've been playing the last 4 weeks. They've been playing, on the NFL level because, let's face it, the first couple of games they didn't even belong in the league. But It looks like Bryce Young has turned a corner. He's going to be. It's going to be an interesting game. That's for sure.
Sure. So before we get started, Squawking Eagles Podcast, YouTube, over on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can follow us over there, leave us a review. Starting on Saturday, running from Saturday to Wednesday, we have, teamed up with Fathead. Mm-hmm. And if you like the post and share the post and tag your friends and everything, you get a chance to win 2 free Fathead decals of your choice from Fathead. So they reached out, wanted to know if we wanted to work together, and I said yes. And so
awesome.
Yeah. So if you want to win those, go and find us on Instagram and find that post. It will be coming out Saturday.
I'm going to go do that right now.
It will come out on Saturday.
Oh, okay. Saturday.
So Saturday, we are recording on Thursday here.
Yep, just after the Green Bay Packers lose to the Detroit Lions.
The Eagles needed the Lions to lose to those Packers.
Yep.
For a chance for the Eagles to get number 1 seed. Now we have to hope that the Eagles win out and the Lions lose 2 games.
Yep.
Right?
That's going to be hard to do, though.
It's going to be hard. Eagles have an easier schedule than they do, but Buffalo will be a hard game and Minnesota will be a hard game, but they do play the Bears and 49ers, which relatively, probably speaking, they shouldn't be that hard for the Lions.
I mean, maybe at the end of the season they rest a lot of players and they lose a game.
Yeah, but we need 2.
Yeah, true.
We need 2. Which I'm sure the Eagles are going to do the same, and that'll be a loss for them. So they won't. So I have a stats here for you.
Okay, go for it.
I'm going to read off the stats,
and
you tell me who you would want as your quarterback of your Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
So completion percentage, 64.6 to 68.4.
Okay.
Passing yards, 2,691 to 2,494. Touchdown passes, 20 to 14. Interceptions are 5 each. Passing rating, 100.3 versus 101.8. Rushing yards, 334 to 485. And then rushing touchdowns, 6 to 12.
Are these 2 Eagle quarterbacks?
They are not.
Okay. They're two quarterbacks currently in the league.
2 quarterbacks in the league.
Mm-hmm. Good one. I'm guessing one is Jalen Hurts.
One is Jalen Hurts, but which one is Jalen Hurts? The first one or the second one?
Whoever has the 68 point whatever.
Correct. That's Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Who's
the
the
other
first one?
The other one sounds like Mahomes.
No. Josh Allen.
Oh wow.
Right? Everyone's saying Josh Allen, MVP runner, MVP, MVP, MVP.
All right.
Jalen Hurts.
They're not putting him in that list.
Not what they say. They said shows no heart. Doesn't have what it takes to be a number one quarterback in the league.
And you say they. Who's they?
The mainstream media.
Okay.
The mainstream media does that.
Right.
And there are a lot of Eagles fans out there who are Jalen Hurts negative on Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I mean,
there's a lot of them out there.
The focal point for a lot of this mainstream media, they see us as a running team. They don't see it as Jalen can pass us to victory.
Right.
So he gets kind of overlooked in that matter because Saquon's been having a career year so far. God willing, he stays healthy and does break the record this year. But yeah, I think that's the knock on him is just like they don't believe that he can pass us to victory. Like if Saquon wasn't there, I even think that as well. It's like we don't have the running game that we have. We are not 10-2.
No, I agree.
So
a lot of it has to do with Saquon, who I believe will be the MVP.
He should be the MVP. I mean, clearly, like I told everybody last week, the game against the Ravens was going to be for MVP. And clearly Saquon, even though, started off slow as the all Eagles offense has done all season, the defense, I mean, that shot that Cooper DeJean gave Henry,
I just made a meme for that just now. It was a tackle and a half.
That's right up there with the Brian Dawkins hit on
Sheldon Brown.
Crumpler.
Oh,
or Sheldon Brown on
Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush. Yeah. Was that Dawkins or Sheldon Brown?
Sheldon Brown to Reggie Bush, Dawkins to Crumpler.
So that's gonna be definitely a historic moment for this team.
And he stood up and the whole sideline, they were doing this motion, like the hands going down. They're saying, we do this. This is what we do here.
Yeah, I forgot what they said that this means something. They
said it's a player. It's a play that we make. This is something we always do. This is nothing unusual.
Right.
Yeah. This defense is playing with chips on their shoulders because Dijon got dropped in the draft because of I don't know what injuries or something, and Zach Bond was told he can't play football, and then the Saints let him go, and Kobe Dean's too small. Like it's like the 2017 list again, right? All these things that these players could be having chips on their shoulder, and they're playing. Since I think it's week 6, the Eagles defense. I'll just rattle off some. Since week 6, the Eagles defense is number 1 in pretty much every category you can think of on defense. They are number 1 in points allowed at 13.4. This is since week 6.
Okay.
They are number 1 in total defense with only allowing 241 yards a game. First in passing defense with only allowing 148 yards. First in 3-and-out percentage was 44.2, which I thought that's a great number. Sacks with 30 and forced fumbles with 11.
Nice.
Who
do you think is leading us in sacks this year, Mike? Since you're bringing up stats.
Who's leading the Eagles in sacks this year? Is it Josh Sweat?
It sure is.
Josh Sweat. But Nolan Smith, I think, is right behind him.
Nolan Smith currently has. Where's he at?
He's got at least 6, I think.
Nolan Smith has 4.5 sacks.
4.5. Okay, those half a sacks. The defense, the Cooper DeJean is the third ranked corner in the league, not of all rookies of
In the
the
league.
entire league.
Yes.
That's they haven't let up. They've Quinyon Mitchell and Deshaun have not let up any touchdowns this year.
That's freaking awesome. We got to come up with a name for this secondary because
Yeah.
I mean, I know Quentin. I always forget his freaking last name.
Quinyon Mitchell.
Quinyon Mitchell has got they gave him the name Guantanamo Bay.
Guantanamo Bay. Yeah. Yep.
So
Yeah.
we gotta this secondary is
There's a shirt that Cooper DeJean and Reed Blankenship are wearing. Have you seen the shirt that they're wearing?
no.
It's called Exciting Whites.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what they're calling themselves.
Fucking, that's wild. That's wild. I was just thinking, Mike, we should just make a T-shirt with a copper penny and a mustard next to it. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Cooper.
Cooper. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like Eagles are, after beating the Ravens,
Mhm.
I would consider this number 2 team in the league behind the Lions. Yes or no?
Yes, yeah, I would. I mean, because Kansas City, even though they only have one loss as well, they have not looked good in any of the last 4 to 5 games that I've seen them play. They've gotten a lot of help from officials.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But yeah, I would agree with that, even though the mainstream media will have you believe that the Chiefs are still number 1, Lions will be number 2, and the Eagles will be number 3.
In some power rankings, it's Lions, Bills, Chiefs, Eagles.
True.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bills. Their last game was in the snow. I don't know if you watched.
I did watch that. Yep.
Where Josh Allen threw a pass and
They flipped it back to him.
ran into the end zone after like hook and ladder thing.
Yep.
It's I just needed Brock Purdy to put up some points, just 1 point, for fantasy football. That's all I needed.
I give up on fantasy football.
And he got me 0.7, and I lost by 0.25 points.
Son of a.
That is insane.
That's the worst.
It's insane. I was in shock. I couldn't believe it.
I mean, that's happened to you a couple times this year. I think the game that you played against me, you lost by a fraction of a point.
I have like the worst team. Like I have all these players on the team, but I just lose by 0.25 points, 0.1 point. Like it's insane this year for me. It's anyway. Yeah. So where was I? So okay, say the Ravens game.
Mhm.
Cooper DeJean stopping King Henry. He didn't really, we thought this was going to be like this big bout between Derrick Henry and Saquon. There wasn't really a back and forth. It was kind of like they only let Henry run for 60 some yards, I think, maybe 70 some yards, and Saquon ran for 107 yards. That's the most of the season on the Baltimore's defense.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody has ever rushed over 63 yards this season against there, and he ran 107. I
mean, that's just a testament to our offensive line and how beast they
100%,
are.
100%. Like they move the line back. They change the line of scrimmage on the whole line, and they're just doing it. They're just doing really well. Stoutland, if Mark was here, he'd be talking about Stoutland. He's the guy with this line, teaching these guys how to do it. Like Guy Becton was a cast off from the Jets. The Jets didn't want to keep this guy, and now look at him. He's a Pro Bowl guard. Like this guy is insane.
Yep, exactly.
Insane.
Hey, listen. I mean, some coaches have the ability to unlock players' top-notch ability, and there's coaches that just don't have it. And clearly, Stoutland has something that he just is able to take players that have, some skill and convert them into Pro Bowl players. So
right, they're getting coaching. They're getting the right coaching in
exactly
this turn because Kellen Moore comes out like it looks like Kellen Moore, who came in here as a passing coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
He calls a lot of running plays now. But wouldn't you if you had Saquon Barkley?
I was gonna say, you got Saquon Barkley. I mean, granted, I think when he was in Dallas, he did have Ezekiel, right? And that's when Ezekiel was kind of eaten.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's funny because it's like this year has been a proving year for running backs. I mean, the last, I guess we've been doing this 3 years now. We've been saying that this league has been converting into a passing league, right?
Yeah.
And slowly this year, it's been running backs, and they're out there to prove themselves. Saquon's out there. You got Henry, you got Gibbs, and
Montgomery.
And
Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs. You got what's the kid in shit. I'm blanking on the team right now, but it doesn't matter. But a lot of these running backs are proving a point that, hey, running backs are just as important as a quarterback is.
Yeah, what the Giants' theory was, we don't want to have this multi-million-dollar quarterback handing off to a multi-million-dollar running back. Well, what are the Eagles doing? They have a multi-million-dollar quarterback handing off to a multi-million-dollar running back, and it works.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, and we're at the top of the league. So
yeah, it's that theory. Like, I can't believe the Giants general manager still has a job at this point.
I agree.
You guys should be fired. Like,
he might not make it the end of the season. We'll see.
I'm amazed by it. I can't believe he still has a job.
Yeah, I mean, I think both New York teams should just blow up everything they have and just.
Yeah, you can't tell me if we mess up something like that at work, we're not getting fired immediately.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Oh man. So Eagles leave Baltimore with a win. A lot of players did not want to. Well, I guess one player out of mine who came over from, I think, Carolina during the trade deadline to Baltimore. He refused to go into the game.
Really? I didn't hear that one.
I think his last name is Johnson. He was a wide receiver, and he refused to get into the game. So the Ravens just suspended him for a game because of detriment to the team. He refused to go in and play.
I did not hear that.
Yeah, it's just he was afraid to go up against this defense, this lockdown corners. Like, what was he doing? Like, what was that? I wonder what that was.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be interested to find out why he didn't want to go in.
Yeah, there was a lot of I don't know. I was told that during I guess they're doing the Hard Knocks and so the Ravens were hyped up for this game, and at the end, they're not so hyped up after this game.
No, they weren't. I mean, just blanked on the quarterback's name for Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. I know it's late, buddy. I know.
Yeah. I just got out of work. It's been a long and I'm getting beat up at work. I feel like I'm at the gym at work because I'm just out there sweating. Anyway. And I'm a supervisor. I shouldn't be even doing manual labor. But anyway, another story in itself. But Lamar Jackson, even at the press conference after the game, they said they told him, it was like, hey, you had a couple drives where you could have took off, ran, and gotten either a touchdown or first downs. And he was like, oh yeah, my mom said the same thing, and they just didn't take any advantage of any opportunities that the Eagles were giving them. And I mean, I watched that whole game from start to finish, and not that there was many windows for him to run, but I'm sure he didn't want to get hit either by Jalen Carter or Jordan Davis, even though he did kind of outrun Jordan Davis on one play.
Yeah. The thing is, though, like Jalen Carter is getting held pretty much
every play.
Yeah. Every play, and they're not calling on him. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna guess he won't get him called this year. Next year, he will probably get them called.
Listen, I mean, there's the last couple of weeks. There's been a lot of penalties that these referees have been missing. Hopefully, Sirianni has gathered all of those pieces of film and send them to the NFL offices because it's getting ridiculous. I mean, and we're getting close to playoff time, and those type of things can cost us games.
100%. And he's played every snap of like one.
Yeah,
Jalen Carter, and so
beast.
They did their off-season workouts. They had Gerstanima up, Jacoby and Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis. They're playing all these downs, and it's showing. It's proving that they did.
Yeah.
One word for the Baltimore game, which I think we're going to start doing one words at the end of our post game, so we don't have to do it now. I think that's something we can add in our post game. But what is it for now? What do you have a one word for that game?
For now, it's I'm gonna say elevate because now we got at a high pace. Now we gotta. I mean, not only are we playing for playoff position, right? We're playing for seeding position at this point. Not only that, we got an opportunity to maybe witness history in the making of Saquon Barkley breaking
Eric Dickerson's record.
Yep, and the possibility of him doing it against the Giants and the Eagles at home is going to be even more wild.
Yeah, it would be. It would be. I guess the icing on the cake to end that season.
Yeah, and I really hope that if it comes down to that, if it comes down to Saquon needing like 80 yards to break the record, hopefully the Eagles don't bench them because they want to break they want to save them for the playoff push.
Yeah.
I want to go out there and I want to play, even though knowing the cost that it could mean if we lose Saquon in that process.
Yeah, it could be, 80 yards. It depends. Like, what is 80? So 80, if it's 80 yards or less, he's going out there.
I think so.
80 or more. Like, is it like 81 and more? He can't. Don't send him out there.
I mean, I think if it's under 100, you got to go try.
Yeah.
If it's over 100, you can't.
So under because he has 8 games over 100 yards rushing this year. So there's 5 games left, which is Panthers, Steelers, Washington, Dallas, and the Giants. He could get 200 yards on Sunday, and do it probably earlier than the Giants game.
I mean, if he does it earlier, then yeah, I don't mind sitting him at all. But I would hope that the Eagles. I would hope that the Eagles take advantage of the soft schedule and just say, hey, here's the ball 30 times. Let's see what you do with it.
Yeah. Of course, be mindful of the fact that we don't want him to get hurt.
Yeah.
But he, like he said, he's playing. He's the most fun he's ever had playing for professional football.
See the holes that offensive line is making for him.
Insane. Man? It's insane.
And that fullback that got hurt, what's his name?
Van Sutton or something like that.
Yeah, he's been helping with that blocking scheme too.
Well, they just signed another fullback.
Yeah, they had to. This guy got hurt.
Yeah, this guy looks like a beast.
Yeah.
So we'll see. He runs pretty good and he's huge. So
nice.
He'll be able to add some holes and help with that run.
There you go.
But
I would like to see like this team just be more creative with some plays, but
what I've noticed is Kellen Moore does a lot of his creative plays in the beginning of the game to see what he can do and what he can do for later on in the third and fourth quarter. Eagles had -1 yard in the third quarter against the Ravens.
Wait, say that again?
They had -1 yards in the third quarter against the Ravens.
Who had -1 yards? The
Eagles did. Yeah.
I didn't even see that part.
Yeah, it was not because the Ravens pretty much had the ball that whole the whole quarter.
True.
If it wasn't for Justin Tucker missing field goals, he missed 7 points worth of field goals.
That was clutch that he missed that because what's that? He missed the extra point too, right?
He missed an extra point and 2 field goals. He missed seven points.
So that's a big swing.
It is it's huge.
We let them score at the end of that game, but I mean,
that was garbage time. Right. That was just here's the points that you should have had. We still win. We still win. We still win no matter what.
Yeah.
So I guess my word would say is elevate was a good word. I guess profound. They made it's a profound game. And I guess is it profound I'm looking for? Yeah, profound. They didn't turn the ball over.
Mm-hmm.
They forced turnovers, but they didn't get those turnovers.
No, we fumbled it twice though too.
Did they get it? Eagles got it back though, right?
Yeah. We fumbled. Let me see.
Well, Barkley fumbled, I think, too.
Yeah. So 2 fumbles, 0 loss, and then the Ravens had 3 fumbles, no losses.
Yeah, so 5 fumbles in the game, and nobody lost them.
Right.
It was a profound game. They put together a game where nobody thought they were going to win, except for Randy Moss. I saw Randy Moss said that they were going to win, but everybody had the Ravens, and I think the Ravens were exposed. Eagles exposed them. Mm-hmm. Eagles have kept these high-powered offenses under 20 points. So
I mean, when you have Quinyon Mitchell and you have Jalen Carter on your defense, I mean, what more can you really do when you have Bradham? Wow, Bradham. Vaughn. When you have Vaughn.
That's good. You said Nigel Bradham? That was
I did say Nigel Bradham. I had
6 years ago.
Brain fart. Well, not only that, I know on WIP today they had Jason Kelce on there, and they were comparing the 22 team versus this team, and they were saying which team do they think were better. And Jason said he thinks that this team, and just solely based on the fact that that we have Saquon, and because the defenses are pretty much similar, Bradbury in his prime and Slay in his prime, as far as secondary is concerned, right?
I think this team is better than the 2022 team.
Yeah, it definitely is. I agree.
You just said Bradbury. He's still on the team somewhere.
Yeah, he's buried on the depth chart somewhere.
No one has seen him. Another player who probably I don't want to see the field again. And then I love this guy when he was healthy, Devontae Maddox.
Yeah,
he can't see the field anymore. He's done.
Yeah, it's just let Isaiah Rodgers play. Let what's the other young boy?
McCollum.
Let them get out there. I mean, McCollum.
He almost gave him an interception.
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't he almost have a pick?
Yeah, when Blankenship went out with a concussion thing.
Yeah.
He came in and almost had an interception. Maddox, all the injuries to the ankles and all that stuff has caught up to him. He can't play that position anymore. He's done.
Yeah, he's washed. Definitely for sure. I agree.
Yeah. All right, let's talk a little bit about Panthers game. I'm already looking past this game. I'm looking for the Steelers. I'm ready for the Steelers game. That's gonna be a game. But unfortunately, you got to play the Carolina Panthers, who are they're 4-8, I think, or 4-9. Probably the worst run defense in the league. The quarterback Bryce Young is having a better time at it since he was benched, I think 4 or 5 weeks ago. The Panthers have I think the 4th leading rusher in the NFL, Chuba Hubbard. So that's a right side for them.
I guess. What happened to Miles
Garrett hurt. Miles Sanders, he's been hurt. He got his money. The Eagles offensive line gave him a nice yardage.
Mm-hmm.
He collected his money.
Yep.
Got his money. Yeah.
How come I can't find a job that just, pays me and then tell me I don't want to see you for a while? We really need you.
Once you find it, let me know.
Yeah, I definitely will.
Yeah. So Miles Sanders. I don't think he's even like on the. I think he might be on the injured list at all. I don't even think he's got
IR.
Yeah. So, so they do have the fourth leading rusher with Chuba Hubbard. So that is a bright sign for them. They have some young receivers that are up and coming. I think Xavier Leggett. I think he's their number one receiver. But again, the Eagles are all around 1,000% better than this Panthers team.
Oh, definitely are. Yeah,
and they should easily handle them.
Yeah, this should be we could put our backups in and still dominate this game
In the third quarter.
In the third quarter, you think?
Third quarter.
I think we can start our second string players and still beat that team.
Oh yeah, you think Kenny Pickett can beat this team?
Oh yeah.
I think Devontae Smith should be back. Possibly. Really, in retrospect, they should probably keep him out one more week.
I don't. If he's available, then I just say save that hamstring for when we need you.
Because they're going to need him against the Steelers.
We definitely will.
Dallas Goedert is going to be out. He's got something to his. He banged up his knee.
Yeah, I did hear that. Is that going to be ongoing situation? Is that like an IR?
He could be short-term IR, but they're saying it's just going to be a week-to-week thing. I'm seeing the writing on the wall for Dallas Goedert. He's not as durable as he used to be. He's, I guess the best availability is availability.
Availability, of course.
And so he's been out. I think this will probably be his fifth game. Grant Katera is proving that he's a capable backup, possibly a starter. Maybe we don't see Dallas Goedert next year.
I've told you that at the beginning of this year. I was like, we should try to trade to see what we can get for him if he's not going to re-sign with us.
Yeah,
because he's not going to see the ball for quite a while with Saquon being here, with AJ and Smitty there.
He had a great third down catch too to lead to a touchdown.
Yeah,
and he had a touchdown against the Ravens.
Exactly. I mean, he's been more involved in the offense these last couple of weeks, but like the first 2 to 3 weeks, I think he was like not there. He was MIA.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I like Dallas Goedert, and he's been a good part of the team, but
right.
Like if he's not available, he's going to be a detriment to the team.
Yep.
So Grant Cartera will be in there. I saw Mark picked up Grant Cartera in the on our fantasy league, so he's expecting big things. I'm guessing.
I guess so.
We really have. I don't think Mark didn't join us last week either, didn't he? It was just you and I.
Mark's slipping on us.
What's Mark doing, man? He got his own business now. He's too busy. He's a very busy
for us now. We got to find we're gonna have to find his replacement soon, or just keep it to us too.
Yeah, that's what it's going to look like.
Yep.
And he'll just be a part of our post game.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's doing that. So you have a score? Want to give me a score for this game? My score is going to be completely outrageous. So let's hear what yours is first.
Well, yeah, I was going to say 34-9, but
wow, 9 points. You think they're going to score 9 points?
Yeah, field goals.
Their field goal. Apparently, their field goal kicker is now officially better than Justin Tucker because of all the misses.
Oh wow!
That's percentage wise, it's like Justin Tucker is at 87.4, say, and this guy's at 87.9.
Oh wow!
Yeah. I don't really think the Panthers are going to score 8 points.
You think a shutout?
I'm going to say 0 points. 0 points. I'm going to say 45-0.
Wow.
Yeah,
I do see, and I know Mark's been waiting for this to happen, but I'm going to jump into this week and say Guantanamo Bay gets a pick 6 to the house this week.
Got to get one, right? He has to get one.
Yeah,
he has to. It's been too long. Like he's been waiting. Vic Fangio, he has done such a great job with this defense.
Yeah,
they want to learn. They're just sucking up everything he is saying, and it's showing. They're the number one defense in the NFL. Like,
and it proves a lot. Like, who was the coordinator last year? Forget his name already.
Sean Desai.
Sean Desai, right? They brought him in here. He was an apostle or a disciple of the Fangio way, right?
So was Gannon. Gannon.
Was it Gannon?
Yeah. Gannon wrote both Desai and Gannon both ran Fangio's defenses.
Okay, well, that says a lot about Gannon, and I can't even talk bad about Gannon because his squad doesn't look half as bad.
If Gannon wasn't, I guess, a snake and was already getting a job before the Super Bowl, we might have
won the Super Bowl. Yeah.
So yeah, he's a snake, that guy.
Why'd you bring that back up, Mike? Why are you bringing up old shit, man?
That's what I do, man. It's stuff that still bothers me. It still bothers me.
I'm not gonna be able to sleep thinking about that.
There was a play. It was the same thing. It was like the pass wasn't catchable, and the guy pulled on a jersey, and they called pass interference. They didn't call pass interference.
Oh yeah.
I forget what game it was.
Yeah.
It might have been the Eagles game, but that was the Bradbury play right there.
Yeah,
and they didn't call it.
They didn't call that one, but they called it for us.
Yeah, in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Oh gosh. Yeah. So final thoughts. Did you watch the replays? Or going to watch replays for the Detroit game?
Yeah. Well, I got SportsCenter on right now. I've been watching the highlights as they've been going on.
Yeah. Detroit, I think, is very beatable. They like to hang around. They hang around. But if you get ahead of them, I don't know if they can come back. And I'm excited to.
But see, that's the thing that scares me, right? It's like the Eagles are so slow to jump on the board.
Yeah, but that could change in the playoffs, I'm guessing.
I mean, I don't see it changing anytime soon. I mean, this week it might change. I think they'll put up 14 in the first.
Yeah, they're not gonna start slow this time.
Yeah. This week they'll be fine. But I mean, that Steelers game's kind of worrying me, to be honest with you.
Well, if Russell Wilson comes out and throws 5 touchdown passes again, that's what he did last week.
Yeah, I mean,
he's not going to do that again. He won't.
Listen, and I think that Tomlinson has saved his career.
Yeah.
He has saved his career single-handedly. Like, I don't know what knowledge he has inserted into Russell Wilson's mind, but he's unlocked something there.
He told him, don't speak. Just go in and play. Don't speak. Don't do any commercials. Don't do any media credential things. Just don't.
He's
talk.
still a cornball because even after he does the post-game stuff, I'm just like, I cringe. I'm like,
yeah.
Sierra's married to this guy? Like, come on.
I don't get it, right? What is it?
What is it?
Yeah.
Money. I'm still single.
Money, man. Money makes things look a lot better, let me tell you.
I guess. I guess. But coaching gets you some wins, man. Look at what the fuck the name of the coach of the Detroit team is.
Dan Campbell.
Like you said earlier, he's got this team ready, locked and loaded at all times. They're willing to bite kneecaps off for him if they need to.
They are.
And I think Mike Tomlin's team is also in that realm. So I mean, let's not overlook this Carolina game, even though we both kind of are.
Yeah, I am 100% am.
That Pittsburgh game is going to be. I'm surprised they haven't flexed it out and put it on to like.
It's going to be a good game.
Yeah,
it's going to be a good game. They're already talking about flexing the Eagles Cowboys game from 4:25 to 1 o'clock.
I don't mind that.
Yeah.
I hope that they, like we talked earlier, if it comes down to Saquon breaking the record against the Giants, that they put it on national TV.
They should.
Yeah,
they should. I think that Eric Dickerson set that record in 1984.
Yeah, they were talking about that on WIP today as well. Actually, they had him on an interview. I didn't listen to the interview though.
Yeah.
But they did play the moment, like listening to the crowd react as he was in the process of breaking the record, and I just think that, okay, it sounded good on the radio, but to see it in Philadelphia, I think is going to be even more epic and historic.
Another little fact that I heard them say is that the Eagles have never had an MVP. The Eagles have never had an MVP.
Wow.
Out of all these years.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
I never even thought about that. And also the last running back to win a MVP was Adrian Peterson.
What was that? 07?
I think it was 07, 06, something like that. This is time. It's time. They didn't give it to Christian McCaffrey last year, but what did Christian McCaffrey like reverse hurdle anybody?
Nope.
He
definitely didn't.
Nope.
And I'm so glad the Eagles didn't make that trade because sheesh.
Wow. Yeah, I traded for McCaffrey hoping that he was going to come back and put up some points.
Oh, Mike.
Big
Don't
mistake.
ever become an actual GM, okay?
Big mistake.
Yeah.
But I did get the 49ers running back that's going to be running the ball now, so maybe he'll put some points.
Because their backup went out too, right? Wilson or whatever.
Mason, he's out too.
Mason, that's what it was.
So I'm now playing my brother. I'm the 8th seed playing my brother, who's number 1 seed.
Oh yeah, I forgot your brother's up top. Yep. Yeah, I'm already out of it, so I'm not even paying attention.
You're not out of it in my league. You're not.
Oh no. Yeah, I'm close in your league, but everything else, I'm like in my league.
I play you next week.
Me and Oscar like going back and forth on who's going to be in the playoffs and not be in the playoffs.
I play you next week. I'm playing Derek. I don't think I'm playing Derek Lynch. I'm playing another Derek.
Derek, my coworker. Yeah,
I'm playing him this week.
Yeah,
and I might win. It looks like I might win. And then I gotta play you next week. So
I'm not laying down for you, man. I
gotta win that game.
Yeah, I can't afford to lose it. I gotta win. I gotta get in there somehow, man. I gotta get into the playoffs in one of these fucking leagues, man.
Oh man, Miguel, thanks for coming on, buddy.
Not
always
a
pleasure. I enjoy it. We'll watch the game. Enjoy it.
You already know how we do. EAGLES, Eagles, go Birds.
Go Birds.
Hey, Mike, what music can we close out with today? How about you probably won't get taken down if you put this one up. Take Control.
Take Control.
Take Control by Gordo.
All right, here we go.
Reality the question echoes in society without a state where everyone is equal. But the path is torturous and the struggle is constant to build a free future without constant domination. Down the gauntlet, morality is on the table. Masters and slaves, what is your defense? Bitcoin in our veins, decentralizing power, anarchy in our hearts. Revolution is our duty. Breaking the chains, breaking the system, building a new world without more dilemma. Of the slaves, the hope that moves us, compassion and solidarity, the values that guide us to build bridges, to unite forces, to overcome differences, such a gorgeous world where everyone has the same chances. Revolution is not made only with words, but with actions is necessary to transfer reality. A new relationship between the individual and the collective, between the needs and nature, to build a sustainable future where life can flourish. The path is long and uncertain, but hope guides us to build a better world where freedom is joy, a world where morality is just and equality is law, where humanity can evolve and peace can reign.